And so our last but one speaker is the Deputy Prime Minister and head of Ethiopia's delegation, Minister Mkonnen, who will join us now on the stage and share his thoughts from Ethiopia. Thank you.
Excellencies, heads of state and government, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. I wish to express my deep appreciation and thanks to the government of the United Kingdom for organizing the UK-Africa Investment Summit and for inviting Ethiopia to this important and timely gathering. The UK and Africa share a relationship based on mutual economic, social, political, and cultural bonds. We are confident that this special relationship will grow further as a result of our deliberations and engagements today. We highly value the initiative taken by the UK government to accelerate investment flows between Africa and the UK. We are confident that this will create lasting partnerships and further opportunities for growth. We know the global economy has been on a downward slide in recent years, with negative implications for global commodity price and trade flows. Understandably, this trend has created major concerns, especially among African countries that depend on commodity exports for income and foreign exchange earnings. Fortunately, there are positive signs that the tide may be turning. This is good news for African countries that are aspiring to achieve high-level growth and economic prosperity through export-led industrialization. In the last 2 decades, African countries have transitioned away from the negative growth pattern that dominated the 1970s and 80s towards remarkable performance that has been labeled by some observers as the African miracle. Ethiopia is one such example of that miracle. It has demonstrated that it is possible to achieve a growth rate much higher than the global average and sustain at a double-digit level for more than a decade. Indeed, Africa is home to 7 of the world's 10 fastest-growing economies. In reality, these achievements are the result of hard work and our determination to lift Africa out of poverty and dependence on external aid. We are learning from our own experience that it is only through discipline and by following the right policies and strategies that we can sustain the recent growth miracle. However, the share of intra-Africa exports as a percentage of a total African exports is the lowest of any other region in the world. It is partly to remedy the weak intra-Africa trade that we established the African Continental Free Trade Area, that largest regional trading bloc in the world. The ultimate goal is to establish a single continental market for goods and services, covering over 50 countries with a combined GDP of over $2.3 trillion and a population of 1.2 billion. There are great expectations from this trade agreement. It will enhance intra-Africa trade and create employment, catalyzing investment and fostering high-level growth across the continent and beyond. However, while achieving high-level growth is important and necessary for generating wealth, it is not sufficient if it does not create decent and well-paying jobs, enabling countries to achieve shared prosperity. Achieving shared prosperity goes beyond registering high-level growth and increasing national income. It requires addressing the negative implications of inequality, social injustice, unemployment, and deprivation. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, since 2018, Ethiopia has initiated a series of political, economic, and social reforms aimed at tackling head-on some of these challenges. On the political front, we are focused on creating a strong democratic order based on the rule of law, respect for fundamental human rights, and the basic liberties of our citizens. Creating peace in our region is a central feature of the efforts to build a strong democratic order, not only at home, but also at the sub-regional level. Our tireless efforts are bearing fruit, as demonstrated by the peace accord signed between Ethiopia and Eritrea. For the first time in many years, families separated by a tragic war have been reunited and are beginning to live normal lives again. These are historic developments and exemplary for many other countries. On the economic front, our priorities are to strengthen the role of the private sector in the economy, achieve sustained growth through export-led industrialization, and make Ethiopia an African beacon of prosperity by 2030. We have also revised our investment laws to ensure that the domestic market is business-friendly and to open up key sectors that were previously closed to foreign investment. This includes the telecommunication sector, aviation, energy, logistics, financing, leasing, and others. We want to create an attractive investment environment, empower the private sector, build our productive capacity, and create dynamic and competitive Ethiopian enterprises. And we want UK business to be among the first to take advantage of these changes. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Africa is the youngest continent. Close to 60% of our population is under the age of 25. In a few decades, Africa will have the largest workforce. This trend will create an unprecedented opportunity for the continent. Yet, we will also have to overcome significant challenges. Key in this regard is the gap between the number of young people seeking work and the limited job opportunities. As government it is our role to ensure that the conditions are in place for strong private sector job growth. So I ask you to work with us in this new journey, in encouraging your business to invest in Africa, in facilitating our integration into the global economy, and in sharing with us the lesson from your own experiences. I invite you to join hands with the people of Ethiopia and Africa. And to the United Kingdom and Honorable Minister Alok Sharma, thank you for your continued support in this journey. I thank you very much.